But that's how you start.
So I know some of the hurdles when I first started, right? When I started my own business, because I transitioned from my mentor and good friend, Dave Ramsey, out to on my own, right?
Yeah.
And I was so excited, right? And I was like, man, this is good. Nervous, but excited that God gave me the opportunity to do this. But man, I hit so many hurdles that I didn't know I was going to hit.
Like what?
One of the hurdles that I hit was doing it alone and having to be everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
I had to be the producer. I had to be the editor. I had to be up on YouTube, watching how to do my own graphics for a while. Like, I remember for the first 2 weeks of really starting this thing, I did not sleep. I lived on Celsius energy drinks and Mountain Dew.
Wow.
Because it's like, yo, if this fails, it's because I didn't do it. I'm curious, when you first started your business, what were some of the hurdles you had to get over to get to where you are today? And still, at our level, we still got hurdles.
Oh, yes.
And some of these hurdles are even higher because our careers are higher.
Yeah.
But when you first started, for people who are just now starting out, so, all right, cool, I'm going to get this LLC, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What are some of the hurdles that they should expect? And what are some of the hurdles, and what are the ways to get over those hurdles?
Absolutely. So I think for me, one of the biggest hurdles I first faced was growth online and consistency.
That's so good.
Those are the biggest ones for me. And I think for any new business owner, especially now, that's going to be what they're going to face, you know? So my top tips for overcoming or really just pushing through the growth.
So good.
Are, you have to look at, okay, when I'm thinking about what my business does, what value it gives, what problems does it solve, I need to be creating content that speaks directly to that every single day and posting that every single day.
Yes.
That's what's going to make people grow, because you have to think about it. An audience is going to determine if they're going to follow you or buy from you based on what's in it for them. So your content should always be showing them what's in it for them. Hey, my business will show you how to do X, Y, and Z. My skincare will clear up your whatever. My food will whatever, right? That's what's in it for them. Beyond that, the consistency piece, child, it's hard.
It's hard to be
consistent.
It is.
Especially when you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Like, we don't really know if this is going to work or not.
We don't.
When you start this business,
you don't.
You're like, I mean, I hope I'm going to get some money, but...
And after your research shows that it should work.
Right.
But life still can hit.
So it can be hard to be consistent when you don't know what's going to come to fruition after. But I think for me, what helped me to craft that consistency is to always have a list of goals and look at that every single day and say, you know what? There has to be a consequence for my inconsistency. So if I don't show up for my business today, if I don't post, if I don't go live, if I don't get on a coaching call, whatever the case is, I won't be able to have X, Y, and Z in 3 months.
Ooh. That's real.
I won't be able to buy this for my son's birthday. I mean, we have to create the same way when we don't go to work. We get written up or whatever. What is going to be that for us?
What systems are you putting into place to hold you accountable for the choices that you make?
Exactly.
And I think the systems that you put in place hold you accountable for good choices and for bad choices. Good choice, I showed up, I went in my room, I got in front of my ring light, I got in front of my phone that I did not have to go rack up a bunch of debt for.
Not at all.
And, I did content today. And so because of that, my reward or my consequence is now I can post it and it's going to build my tribe.
Exactly.
Well, I went out on a date. It was a real good date. Slept in. And I didn't.
We didn't show up for our business.
Exactly. What's the consequence? Now you just missed out on impacting and influencing people. And now you're not building your tribe. And I love how you said, hey, identify growth and identify, just really being consistent.
Yeah.
That's hard for me still today. It's like, man, Jesus. Like, all right, Anthony, you need to schedule a whole week to record content, okay? And I got to get with my team. All right, cool. Then we got to be real good on social media. All right, cool, great. But here's the thing, though. That growth part is going to be something serious.
Yeah.
Because if you're consistent, you're going to grow fast.
You will.
And if you're not prepared for the growth, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But how quickly can you put systems in place to maintain that growth?
And that's so key because when I started to grow quickly, I was doing all my own customer service up until 3 a.m., answering DMs, answering emails, fixing things.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I realized, okay, I'm probably effectively making less money because I'm doing too much.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's when you all will get to a point where it's like, it will be worthwhile to me to bring someone else in to handle these elements so I can stay in my zone of genius.
Yeah.
Which, if your zone of genius is making the skincare, you need to stay there.
Exactly.
If your zone of genius is making the content, which is mine, I need to stay there, right? And that essentially 10x my income.
Absolutely.
Quick.
Absolutely.
Because then I could just say, okay, this is your area of domain. Serve my customers. Let me go out here and bring more customers.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. When I first transitioned out on my own, I was like, all right, cool. I could do this on my own. I could set up a camera and do all this stuff.
I know.
But I was like, no, I win when I can be the visionary and go after my vision. I will win even better if I can put someone in that chair who can see my vision and be like, all right, cool. Let me help that vision be better.
Yeah.
That's why I brought on my boy CJ. He's been rocking me for years. I'm not the best writer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I write like I talk. I'm a great communicator.
Great.
I love talking, but I hate writing. And I've written a book that's sold over hundreds of thousands of
I know,
copies.
which
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
like, wow.
But I hire a writer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have an amazing writer out of Spain right now, and I love
that.
her. She is
Amazing.
That's my girl. What up, Danny? You know what I'm saying? And so what I've learned is like what you said is as you're growing, identify your strengths, identify your weaknesses, and hire someone
For those
weaknesses. Because as we're growing with my team, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of, you know what I'm saying,
All of
stuff. Because I win when I can think of the ultimate vision and execute that vision and put people into place. And I like that.
I like that too.
I really do.
And it makes it a we thing too.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I think the misconception is you get rich and you get all this money alone, but it's never like that. It's really you get more the more people you bring in.
Oh man. That's one of my goals. One of my goals is that everyone on my team eventually, as my income is growing as an owner of the company, I'm not the only one eating good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody eating steak
I want to
and
see,
lobster.
I want to see my people making multiple six figures to even millions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If I'm a multimillionaire, I better have at least 1 or 2 millionaires on my team.
Around me. I mean, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
love that.
I mean, that's what we about over here.
That's what we
At
bought
the
over
table.
here.
You know what I'm saying? With AO's
We making
family.
millions, making
Yes.
millionaires.
And that's what it's about. So my team, we got millionaires. Then my tribe, from the education and then from putting them in front of people like yourself, they're getting the wisdom and the knowledge so they can go out there and produce millions for themselves.
Yeah, and they can.
One of my homegirls, Kezia Williams, Professor Keys, she said something that was so good. She said, we have so many black entrepreneurs, but we don't have black people who are able to employ and create jobs for other people.
It's different.
She said the majority of us are entrepreneurs, but we only work for ourselves. We're not able to go out there and hire other people, pay them 6 figures, help them produce wealth. And I was like, yo,
That's different.
that's a whole nother ball game. And that's what we're about over here.
Yeah.
So this is good. This is really, this is so good. I would say about 40% of my tribe are black single mothers.
Yeah.
These are black single mothers who are educated.
Shout out to them.
Oh, man, hands down. And they have a job. They have a small business on the side. One of them that I really, really, really want to know is, how do you balance being a mother, singleness, dating life, and entrepreneurship? So you make the money.
Yeah.
And every time I see you on social media, you're in front of a lot of people, inspiring and impacting people. You don't post about your dating life, so we don't know what that is, which is a good thing. And we really don't see your kids. I saw a couple of videos of you like educating your kids, which is great. But how do you believe in balancing? Do you believe in priorities? Like, how do you really just
Yeah.
nurture all three of those things?
Well, I can definitely say it's not easy. It
Okay.
is a big balancing act.
Yeah.
I think that I know one of my purposes in life is to raise great children.
Yes.
And so
You have 4 of them.
I have 4 of them. So I got a lot of raising to do. But I think the way I'm able to balance it, I have help, number one. So I have my mom, she helps. Now I'm at the point where I do have a nanny who is full time.
Okay.
But even beyond that, I tell myself that I have to make the time to be present as a mother and fit the business around that.
So priority is motherhood right now.
Yes.
Then you fit the business around being a mother.
Yes. Try my best.
Okay.
Some days it's business. And fit mommy around that,
Yeah.
But as long as you know what's important to you, as long as you know what I want my kids to see me achieving. I want them to see that their mom is working. I'm always explaining to them, mommy's traveling because I'm doing this. FaceTiming so you can see what mommy's doing. Mommy's going to work so I can get this for you, take you here, give something to you. I'm always making sure that they're a part of this growth process so that they understand it's not that mommy's just not home. No, mommy's doing this so we can have XYZ, But there's definitely moments where mom guilt comes in. It's very real, especially because my kids are so young. But the way that I reduce that is to be grateful to God and know God wouldn't have given me this opportunity and put this on my plate if it weren't for my 4 kids. I believe that the drive that I have and the success I've had is because God knows I have 4 mouths to feed, So I think for the other moms who are wanting to build a business and wanting to get to this level, know that your kids are ultimately your fuel. I don't see them as a burden. It's hard. It's hard to do it with kids, but it also sets us apart from any other type of entrepreneur because we're balancing at home and we're showing up for our business and doing an amazing job. So if anything, I feel more equipped to be successful because of the fact that I have so much more on my plate as a mother.
Yeah. So it's like I hear you talking about your mom and I hear your heart around your kids. And it's funny, every successful person, whether that's man or woman, their heart is with their family. And then they always say like, man, but I still do have that father guilt or that mother guilt by not seeing my kids as much.
Yeah.
Every multimillionaire or every billionaire that I've been around who's built a huge business,
I know.
they've all said, man, I could have did a little bit better, with our kids. And I think one of the things with me being single, not having any kids, I think that's why I work as hard right now. And one of the things that we're putting into place here within my team is, how long are we working, CJ? What did we say, 2 weeks? Yeah, so the goal is we work 2 weeks out a month.
Oh, wow.
We bust our butts for 2 weeks. Because he has a family, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, so, 2 weeks off is really more so of the team is off. I will still work like 3 days that next week.
Yeah.
Just to handle the business outside of the show and other stuff like that. But I want to get to a point to where we work 2 weeks, Monday through Thursday. We bust our butts.
Yeah.
We're recording, we're working, we're traveling, we're doing what we got to do for 2 strong weeks with my whole team. And then, of course, after that, I want to be in a position to where I can spend 1 week and it's just all family. It's just all kids. You know what I'm saying? I take them to school. I show up and eat lunch with my son at this school. I can, do this and do that. So it's like one of the things I'm learning is I got to maximize and steward my single season well. So that way when I do get married, I will see the rewards and the fruit of me making those decisions. So I'm putting into practice now what I desire tomorrow, married life, right? And so that way,
I agree with that.
I will have father guilt, but it won't be as bad.
Right.
Because every parent who I've met, it's like, just, I could have did better over here. But it's a learning. You learn as you go.
You learn as you go.
So I listen to people like yourself.
Yeah.
I listen to my boy CJ. I listen to my parents. Like, man, I wish we would have did this. Like, all right, bet. Let me write that down.
Let me write that down, exactly.
And it's like, I don't strive to be perfect, but what I am saying is like, yo, put systems into place now.
Yes.
So that way when you do have kids, you already have a system in place that is working for the family?
I feel like I'm doing that too. I already have the kids, but I'm doing that in preparation for marriage again.